All right, what is going on, everybody? What is going on? Hopefully, everybody's enjoying their Saturday. Saturday, November 29th. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Felt like there was so many layers to yesterday's game that to be honest with you, I kind of couldn't wait till Monday. I had to get one specific piece in. This video is going to be predominantly about Austin Reaves. So I kind of want to key in on him and focus on him. He was phenomenal yesterday, and he's been phenomenal this entire season for the most part. And it just kind of, you kind of start asking the question of what is this guy's ceiling, and what level can he go to with the Lakers, and the ability to do this with Luka Doncic. So I want to spend some time talking a little bit about Austin Reeves. So thank you for hanging out on a Saturday. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend. Lakers 14-4, second place in the Western Conference, and have won 6 games in a row. So pretty damn impressive what the Lakers have done. All right. So last night was at the game, enjoyed it. It was fun. You're getting a chance to see the Lakers go up against obviously Luka's old team, and you're getting a chance to see the Lakers get another W and add to whatever they've done so far this year. But of course, Anthony Davis, Cooper Flag, we got a chance to see some players. Max Christie, a couple of old Lakers, some really talented players as well. I think PJ Washington's a nice player for Dallas. Neesmith, man, you got a couple of the brothers out there in the league that are performing well. So it was fun to watch that. But this video, I just want to spend a little time on Austin Reeves. I want to talk about what he's been able to do. There's a couple of quotes that came from Austin Reeves yesterday as well after the game. LeBron said something about him, and we'll get into it. Okay, so coming into the season, I just kind of want to remind everybody where we were coming into the season. And guys, I get it. If you're somebody that still is asking some questions about Austin Reeves. Okay, I get the angle. If you're still asking about the fit with him and Luka, I get the angle. If you're saying, "Hey, let's pump the brakes. Let's see what Reeves can do in the playoffs," I get the angle. I really do. I'm not. I'm not here trying to tell you that this is perfect or Austin Reeves is going to retire a Los Angeles Laker. That's not the purpose of this video. But what I will tell you is part of my job is to also just talk about what's currently happening. What's currently happening? What are the good? What is the bad? What are some areas Lakers could improve on? What players are performing? What players are underperforming? Obviously that's part of the day-to-day gig when you're doing a daily podcast. I don't have really much negative to say about Austin Reeves. And to be honest with you, if anybody has negative things to say about Austin Reeves, you're stretching. I mean, you're pulling. You're looking at every angle you possibly can and say, you know what? I'm stubborn. I already said Austin Reeves isn't going to work. So damn it, I'm all in on whatever Austin Reeves does. I'm going to continue to try to solidify my point that Austin Reeves isn't a good fit for the Lakers. We'll see what happens by the time the regular season is done. We'll see what happens come postseason. But look at this man's averages. Look at his stats so far this year. Austin Reeves is 28 and a half a game. He's just under 7 assists, and he's basically 6 rebounds a game for the Lakers. He has officially taken his game to another level. I tried emphasizing something yesterday, and I don't know if the point came across. I'm at, the arena. It's loud. I'm hitting on 5, 7, 10 different topics when I'm doing the post-game show. And when I can isolate just one player, I could isolate one topic, it's a lot easier to kind of go in depth. I said this yesterday. And again, this is not, every day or anything like that. I know games, it will get different as they come. But I do want to point out, Austin Reeves specifically last night and why it was so impressive of a game from my perspective. All right. I'm going to pop up Austin Reeves here and we could look at it together because I want to look at just a handful of games that Austin Reeves has had over the course of, let's call it, since he came back. You guys remember, had that groin injury. I think if I'm remembering off the top of my head, I think he missed 3 games in a row. So he missed a little bit of time. And then since then, he's been trying to come back and, obviously do whatever he can to contribute to the team and everything else. Let me share my screen here real quick with you because I think you guys will appreciate this when you see it. It's one thing for Austin Reeves to get, let's say Austin Reeves has a game where he has 30 or he has 40 or he has 50, because we've seen all those point totals from Austin Reeves so far this season. It's not a shock or a surprise or anything like that. But I think the question that you ask yourself is, all right, well, who's available? Is it one of those games where we know that Luka's not in the game and LeBron's not in the game and everything's going to run through Austin Reaves? And if that's going to be the case, it's like, all right, maybe it's a little bit more expected. I know there's a lot of numbers on here, but I just want you guys to look at the game yesterday from Dallas, and I'll get into it. Yesterday, Reaves gave you 38 and 8. Okay. This is why it's so impressive to me that Austin Reaves can still get 38 points in a game. Now, I'm going to see if I can zoom out of this so we can see. Do they show the stats in here? All right, I'll tell you what his stats were. He was 12 of 15 from the field. He was 6 of 8 from the three-point line was Austin Reaves last night. Let me ask everybody a question here. If I told you Austin Reaves had that type of a game and that type of a stat line, I think people are automatically just going to assume, okay, well, Luka didn't play, right? No, Luka played. Okay, well, Luka leave in the first half? No, Luka played as many minutes as Austin Reaves did. Okay, well, was Luka struggling? No, Luka had 35 points last night, plus 11 assists, 4 or 5 rebounds, whatever amount of rebounds that he had. So then you're like, all right, well, how did Austin Reaves have 38 points in a game if Luka's already in there? Luka's dominating possession of the ball. Everything's still running through Luka Doncic. The Lakers have done something these last couple of games, which I'm a real fan of, and I got just a ton of curiosity about. I think it's sustainable, but just to see this kind of play out a little bit more. There are stretches Lakers are having now where Luka comes out of the game and you have LeBron and AR together. And it's a little bit like, all right, Reaves, go do your thing with LeBron. And Austin Reaves is kind of finding his pockets and his moments to be the best version of himself. But do you know how difficult it is in the NBA to be a secondary player on a team, still lead the team in scoring, not just the night, like this is not, okay, let's say there's a night where Luka has 35, but Reeves still has 31, as in still be kind of toe-to-toe with the star player of your team that's bringing the ball up the floor, that's facilitating the offense, that's basically determining who's going to eat, who's not going to eat, and then still going to go out there and drop almost 40 points. That's Luka Doncic every night. Why? Because he's one of the top 3 players in the NBA, 4 players in the NBA, and there's only a few players that kind of have the keys like that where it's like, yep, go ahead and do whatever you want. And oh, by the way, the team is winning. So it's not like these guys are getting their stats and they're not winning. Do you know how difficult it is for a player like Austin Reaves? And it's not just yesterday's game. If you look at some of his stats, he had 31 against the Clippers, shot 50% from the three-point line and almost 70% from the field. The 22 and 10, all right, the game against Utah, not the most impressive game. Lakers just kind of escape of that one. Here's a 26. Here's a 25. Okay, well, what are his stats so far this season? 28 and a half, 6 rebounds, 6.5 assists. The point, and I think that the thing that I care most about in even having this conversation and this dialogue with everybody is what Austin Reaves has been able to do so far this year with still kind of trying to figure out what the hell are these 3 guys together. There isn't a huge sample size. I don't think everybody really understands. I mean, I think right now, if you're looking at the ranking of these Laker players, LeBron looks like the 3rd best player on this team. LeBron yesterday was the 5th leading scorer for the Lakers, and they still put up 129 points yesterday. Ayton had more points than him. Rui had more points than him. And then, of course, AR and Luka Doncic did as well. But I think the way Austin Reaves is establishing himself as not just hey, he's a pretty nice role player. Hey, look at the history of this guy, undrafted and has kind of figured out a way to get some playing time. Hey, he might make some money and get a long-term contract this upcoming summer. No, what Austin Reaves is, he's looking like an all-star caliber player in the NBA and in the Western Conference. I'm not telling you he's going to make the all-star team. I'm not telling you that he's a lock for that to happen. I'm not telling you that it's going to be 82 games where Austin Reaves is going to play this way. Austin Reaves has taken his game to a completely another level. And I think whatever chat we were having or whatever chatter was out there in the conversation about Austin Reaves and, you know what, you got to trade this guy and there's no way in hell you're going to pay him $35 million or $30 million or 40. We'll see what Austin Reaves ends up getting. Have you noticed that chatter has not just quieted down a little bit, it's silent. Silent. I don't hear anybody talking about that anymore. And I'm not here to call anybody out. I mean, I've said in the past, hey, listen, if you can go get a big time player for Austin Reaves, and you got to, you got to do what you got to do. The question is, what caliber of player out there are we talking about? All Austin Reaves is doing, his stock is just going like this. I mean, Austin Reaves, to be able to have these type of stats with Luka, let me give you Luka's stats real quick. Okay. This will be kind of fun to look at together. And I say that only because, let me try to find here. It's really difficult to have stats like that when you're playing with a top 5 player in the league, to just kind of have it across the board right there. But let me show. I don't even have to show you guys, but I'll tell you guys right now what Luka's stats are, which, by the way, they're stupid too. They're ridiculous. You know what? No, I am going to share something with you guys because I saw this a little bit earlier that I wanted to put up. Look at the top scorers in the NBA. Okay. These are the top scorers in the NBA right now. Here's where we are. All right. Here's Luka Doncic, number 1, averaging 35 a game. Okay. By the way, Luka as well, just 9.4 assists and 8.5 rebounds and almost 2 steals a game. Luka's having just a phenomenal season. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is number 2. Tyrese Maxey balling out, number 3. There's Giannis. There's Donovan Mitchell. There's Jalen Brunson. There's Nikola Jokic. There's Cade Cunningham. Look who's number 9 on that list. You know what I'm curious of? By the way, Austin Reaves right now is averaging more points per game than Anthony Edwards, than Jaylen Brown, than Steph Curry, than James Harden, than Devin Booker. Look at a video from Portland. Phenomenal. Good stuff on his part. Averaging more than Kevin Durant, more than Jamal Murray, more than Pascal Siakam. Austin Reaves is number 9. Here's what I want to know. The Lakers have 2 guys in the top 10, and one of those players is not LeBron James. So, I mean, just imagine that. Yes, Lakers have 2 scorers in the NBA right now that are in the top 10. And we're not talking about LeBron. We're talking about Austin Reaves. We're talking about Luka Doncic. Where's the second player from a team? What I mean by that is what team at what number do they have their second leading scorer? It's probably going to be Denver with Jamal Murray. So here is Nikola Jokic at number 7. Here's Jamal Murray all the way down here at number 20. That means the duo in the NBA closest on the same team as far as leading scorers in the NBA is Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. So it goes Luka and Austin Reaves as far as a duo goes, and then the second duo will be Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Listen, I get it with Nikola Jokic. I get it with Luka Doncic. I get it with Shai. I get it with Cade Cunningham, even though I think he's surprising a lot of people as well. I get it with Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Austin Reaves is top 10 right now in scoring in the NBA. And oh, by the way, if you can be top 10 in the NBA and also on top of that average almost 7 assists and 6 rebounds, that means you're a damn good complete player. And, shout out to what Austin Reaves has been able to do so far this season, and shout out to how impactful he's been for the Lakers. I mean, the point I emphasize more than anything else, they're winning ball games. Everyone, I think, right now is looking at the Lakers and they're saying to themselves, whatever your preseason ranking was, your mindset was on the Lakers in the past, you kind of have to rescope that now. You have to look back and say, all right, well, if I thought the Lakers were this, now I'm looking at the Lakers in a completely different light. Okay, there's a couple other things here that I want to read off to everybody here. Here's a quote yesterday from Austin Reaves. Okay. Here's what he said. He said, "It's been crazy. I wanted to get a spot on the team. I was on a 2-way contract for a month or so. Then once I got that spot, it was all about how can I help this team to be successful? How can I help on the court? Figured that out. And then that just grew from there. All the coaches that I had in the past put me in a good position to succeed. I've had Bron, Anthony Davis, now Luka, obviously talking about the game yesterday. We know his history. We know how he ended up on the Lakers. Last thing I'm going to just read from him, and then there's one piece that I want to play from LeBron. He says, it's been really fun. A dream of mine's crazy, and people throw my name in there with Bron or Luka. It's just really fun to me. I just love basketball. I love to play the right way. I mean, whatever your stance was on Austin Reaves, I mean, please tell me that you're just appreciating how great Austin Reaves has been for the Lakers so far this year. And I got to be honest, I don't even think Austin Reaves has been at his full potential. And what I mean by that is I think there's been a big part of the season as well where guys are starting to figure out their roles. Reaves was still trying to figure out how to play with Luka. Right now, I was at the game yesterday. I got a chance. I'm there pregame. And I asked JJ about the trio from the previous game. Lakers had last game they played. Who'd they play right before this? I'm already drawing a blank on who Lakers played. Who'd they beat? Who'd they beat at home? Who'd they have? They had Dallas. They had Clippers. That's right. They played Clippers. I asked him, I was like, hey, was that game against you or against the Clippers on Tuesday? Was that ideal? Because you had Luka with monster stats and monster numbers. Austin Reaves with monster stats and monster numbers. I think LeBron was 22, 6, and 6, something along those lines. And it didn't feel like any of these guys was forcing anything. It just felt like it came in the natural progression of the game. And, he did say that's the most ideal thing where these guys don't have to force anything. It just comes in the natural flow of a game. And it felt like that happened. Now, yesterday was a little bit different. It was Austin Reaves leading the way. And when I say that I don't feel like these guys have reached their level or their potential, somebody said something in the comments yesterday that I think was such a good point in the post-game show. They said that basically LeBron's in his third or fourth preseason game, as in Bron, the guy needs time to kind of figure out coming back and get back into his conditioning and his routine and everything else. But certainly I think right now, I don't think these guys have reached their max potential, but I think Austin Reaves just kind of continues to take his game to a completely another level. Let me see if I could play one thing here real quick. This was from LeBron, and this is coming from Dave McMenamin's Twitter. So let me see if I could play this here real quick, and you guys can hear it.
One of the things that Austin does that keeps impressing you, like he did tonight.
Nothing. I told y'all how long ago that I told you AR can fucking play ball. When was this? When was he a rookie? I don't even remember.
5 years ago, right?
Yeah. I've been told you I can ball. It's nothing. AR is he's great.
All right, there's LeBron giving his thoughts. Listen, I hope I'm not trying to kiss Austin Reaves' ass, but what I am trying to do is give the man credit. It's really impressive what he's been able to do for the Lakers. Really, really impressive. And you know what? If down the road, Austin Reaves is going to make $35, $40 million a year for the Lakers, the man is earning it. And if Austin Reaves were eventually to get traded by the Lakers, they're probably going to get a really, really good player for Austin Reaves, maybe a top 10 player in the league. That's how good Austin Reaves has been. And it's certainly been impressive. And I still get the question marks. I still understand, hey, can this work in the playoffs? Do you have too much offense? Do you not have enough defense? Can those two close out a game? What Austin Reaves has got something to prove in the postseason as well. I'm not here to argue any of that stuff. I'm not. I'm not here to tell you that that's it. Lakers got to figure it out. But what I will tell you is Lakers are better than anybody thought. Lakers are wildly impressive. And a lot of that has to do with this man right here in Austin Reaves and his stat line and what he's been able to do for the entire season. So 20.5 points so far, over 6, almost 7 assists a game. And then, right there with 6 rebounds a game. He's not a one-dimensional player. Yesterday against Dallas, it's like hitting threes, hitting pull-ups, hitting step backs, getting to the basket, sizing up guys like Klay Thompson and going under their arm on a drive to kiss it off the glass. I mean, he does just a little bit of everything. So it's been really impressive. Lakers are balling out, 14-4 on the season. They got a couple of big games coming up as well. Well, I don't know if you want to call it big. Tomorrow against Pelicans, they got to win. But I think the game against Phoenix should be a fun game. That's coming up on Monday. So Lakers will have back-to-back games coming up. A little bit later today, I know Sammy Long's going to put out a preview video for Lakers and the Pelicans. we do have our schedule set as well. It's going to be nice now. NBA Cup quarterfinals. Lakers got the San Antonio Spurs. I think that's on December 10th, and Lakers will host that game with a chance to get to the semifinals and probably face the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that'd be kind of fun to see them in Vegas for that as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Had to make sure that I spent a little bit more time on what Austin Reaves has been doing. And hopefully this is some content that you guys were looking for. Please do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow after the Lakers take on the Pelicans. We'll do the post-game show right after. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow night.